All right, everyone's ready? Okay.
Let's start.
Okay. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our company's first meeting. I'm Kanit, and I'm your host for today's meeting. I hope that everyone is already prepared and be ready to present your information that you guys have researched for over a month. Before we go into our meeting for today, let me introduce everyone who is attending this meeting. So first, we have Mr. Supasin, who is from the HR team, and he's going to be the one who's taking in charge of the time management. The next person is Mr. Supawit, and he's from the marketing team. We also have Mr. Atiwat, and he's from the engineering department. And the last person is Mr. Peter Sut, who is also from the engineering department. So I hope that everyone has the access to our meeting agenda that I sent it to you through the email. Cool. So if you look at the top of our agenda sheet, the objective for this meeting is to discuss the position of the internship that we're going to hire. And this meeting shouldn't take longer than 20 minutes. So let's get started then. So the first item that we're going to talk about is, well, we're actually going to discuss and make a decision on the potential position for our internship. And I'll leave that to Mr. Supasin to talk more about it. Mr. Supasin, go on.
Thank you, Mr. Kanit. There are two positions that I would like to discuss with you. The first position is a software engineer. So if we hire a software engineer, you'll be take care of our mobile application and our website, because now we only have one software engineer, which is Mr. Atiwat. Another position that I would like to discuss is a electrical engineer. So he will be take care of the electrical components of our food 3D printer and our food delivery drone.
Yeah.
So I would like to discuss that which position is more important for our company right now. So if you have any other position, you can suggest.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't think the internship position going to be the electrical engineer, because we don't want the intern people to work with the electrical stuff of our product. But I think software is okay, because it's quite easy to get in and training. Yeah.
Agree with Mr. Pawit, because in my team, we really need a software engineer to work on the IoT feature that we offer in the drone. And also the nutrition data, we need someone to analyze it as well. So we need the talented mind who is a fresh graduate internship.
Yeah. Mr. Pearson, do you have anything to add to this?
I would like some assistant into material department about making the printer, but I think the most important part for our service still be software. So if we have to recruit one intern right now, I think it should be software engineer for now. But maybe later, maybe we add more engineer and more management team and more marketing team, which will be very important to distribute our product.
Yeah, I agree that our company still needs a lot of position, but for now we can only afford to have only one position for the internship program. So, well then let's make it official. So I'll make a vote for everyone. So I'll start with Mr. Supasin. So
I'll go with the software engineer.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Supawit?
Yes, software engineer also.
Okay. Mr. Atiwat, your thought?
Software engineer, of course.
Okay. And Mr. Pearson?
I think I have another idea. I think we should hire a few mechanical engineer to do, especially it's more like mechatronics. So because we still have some trouble with our prototype, so maybe we need some experts. So I probably go against that. Okay.
Okay, but the majority said software engineer, so we'll go with that for now. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to our next item for our agenda then. So the discussion on the profile of the interns, like things that she or he needs to have in their profile, I'll leave that to Mr. Mr. Pirasut to talk more about that.
So I'm thinking about profiles since we have to separate it to 3 parts before we have to recruit someone. So we have, according to agenda that we have written, is qualification, minimum skills, and personality taste. And these things have to be discussed. So in my opinion, software engineer qualification, at least they should know how the computer works. So maybe they have to have some kind of certificates from a few languages. So maybe we list those languages as JavaScript, JS, SQL, and maybe Python, something like that. Or maybe if they study in computer science or computer engineer degree, maybe that should be in our qualification. Also, minimum skills should be very vigorous engineering knowledge, something like that. So, and personality traits, I have read on my studies is that introvert person tend to be great at their work, but extrovert person is pretty useful too because they good at coordinating between people. So maybe this part we have to look into their soft skill that they present in our interview. So any opinion so that we can conclude to our list that we maybe post in the job ad later.
Unfortunately, I'm quite disagree with that because I think that a computer who gonna be a software developer, that I think that they don't require to actually have a degree on the computer science because this field is really changing from time to time. We should focus on the soft skill. Something like we really want an internship who really passionate on the field or willing to learn their stuff. And also, I mean, we are the high-tech company, so we don't really want a lot of academic type of people. Instead, we would like to have a creative mind, something like that. So I think we should focus on the soft skill.
So we should have our requirement open, right? So if that case, I think we just put, okay, I have to ask you, our chief engineer, what kind of language that we use to operate our fine print product? Because that's one that's important, coding language, to at least that our interns should know it.
The Internet of Things features are coded in Java language, which is
okay. So maybe our requirement should be Java. What do you think, everyone?
I think it's a good, minimum requirement.
Yeah, that should be like minimum skills, minimum hard skill, and also qualification too. You should know something about Java. You should have Java in the course if they are university student. And you said that we should focus on soft skill, right?
Yes.
That means maybe in our job ad, we should add leadership, something like that, coordination skill, communication.
Absolutely.
And maybe she should add some kind of team working test. Maybe they just add that, hey, if you like to work as a team, this thing is right for you. Maybe we wrote something like that. So any other suggestion on the skills?
I would like to add a little about the personality trait. So the software engineer, I think he should be good at decision making and very detail oriented.
So that is personality, right?
Yeah.
For part, detail orient and decision making. So, okay. So do you think they should have some kind of management skill to write? But I don't think it's necessary because they're just working on that field.
Yeah, I think they're not don't need too much management skill. Just need to be quite open mind and fast learner for our ever changing the startup company. We need really fast learner.
Oh, I can see because things is changing.
Yes.
So
According
I think we can conclude this. So in conclusion, Mr. pwease, could you review?
in conclusion, okay.
Yes.
So
this item.
we just suggest about the computer science engineering, maybe related field of engineering. But Mr. Som said that software developer doesn't strictly require to be like related field. Maybe they just be a hobby or want to really passionate work about programming or software in general. So I think that the general requirement or the qualification probably is open-minded and passionate about the software developer. Yeah. So do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe in our minutes that you keep recording, you maybe just review everything so we can see if we want to suggest something, Mr. Superwit.
On the profile or the position?
Everything.
Everything from now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have discussion on the position of software engineer and the mechanical engineer for you, and maybe marketing team. Now we have discussed about the soft skill and hard skill and qualification and some of the personality trait that you have suggested. So that probably much of it that we have been already discussed. So
Okay. Yeah,
sorry to
that's
interrupt.
awesome.
Sorry to interrupt, but I would like to remind everyone that we have around 8 minutes left for this meeting.
Okay, so yeah, we might need to speed up a bit because we still have 2 more items to discuss. All right, so with all that said, let's move on to our next item then. So it's about the advertising plan, and that's for Mr. Atiwat. It's your turn.
Thank you, Mr. Om. Let's discuss about the target group first. So after we know that which position we want to take, right? So in conclusion, target group of us is people at around 18 to 20 years, I think, who are really a fresh graduate. Doesn't require to have a degree, computer science degree, right? But in an internship. And also, we want them to be a passionate mind type like that. It is a target that we need. So in my suggestion, from the experience of 10 years on marketing, I would like to suggest that we should do a platform on digital marketing. Something like if we were looking for the one who's very passionate, maybe on the hackathon event, we could promote our job description for them, or in the online platform, the online learning platform like Udemy or Coursera, we should put our job ad on this. What do you think? Is it a good strategy?
It is definitely going to be a good strategy for our company. We definitely lacked those stuff, and yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
Do you have any other opinion?
Is there anything that anyone wants to add to this? Because I quite agree with what Mr. Atiwat has said. Yeah, that's a really strong point.
So maybe we have do some agreement with some university for internship. Maybe it's good thing also.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Superwit, because our target group is like the intern students, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and I think it should be specified. If you want to post on this, I think we should just separate to, like, if for example in Udemy, you should just post on the field of parts, like in Java or something like this. That's our priority, so we won't waste too much budget on it. And for university, I think just only computer science field, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Sure.
everyone has come with the same agreement. So how are we doing with time, Mr. Sebastian?
We have around 5 minutes left until we reach the time limit.
Okay,
There's
so Oh, Mr. Atiwa, do you want to add anything?
In the agenda, there's still one missing item, which is the design, which we need to discuss this first. So just really quick, what should our marketing team do? We should design a really minimal job ad, job poster that doesn't contain a lot of information, or a really detailed one. We are designing on how we can organize the content.
In my opinion, we should include like very little detail so that everyone could be easy to understand.
Sure.
And not quite complicated.
Yeah, and since we don't have that much time left, I'll leave you, Mr. Atiwa, to just design and go with that.
Yes. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, next item is the budget and resources. Mr. Superwit, you might need to fasten this because we don't have that much time left. Go on, Mr. Superwit.
So about the budget, we think that probably 5 million baht for this quarter is enough for internship. Probably maybe 2 or 3 positions is affordable. Other than that, if we want to hire more, I think we can hire more about 2% than that. But that is up to the position that we want, how many that we want really to hire.
Yeah, for now, we're probably just gonna go for 1 just to make it safe. Yeah. So
I'm agree.
Yeah, I think that's clear. So lastly, is there anything else to add or suggest? Anyone?
I think we should think more about the structure of how we're gonna make establish this interview too. Maybe we think in the next meeting after this.
Okay, so yeah, we will add that to our next meeting. So if there's no any other suggestion, that should be it for our meeting. So to summarize all the stuff that we have talked about, we had discussion about the position of our intern, which we are going to go with the software engineer. And we also talk about the profile that that person has to have. And we also talk a little bit about the advertisement plan for our company. And lastly, a little bit of budget, which is, I think we're doing all right with it. So yeah, we will talk more about your suggestion, Mr. Persut, on our next meeting then, because since today we don't have that much time left. And yeah, thanks everyone for attending this meeting, and see you guys in the office after this lockdown. Yeah, have a good weekend, guys.